Okay, so before the video starts, I just want to say thanks so much for 1K. That's why I'm doing this. Um, I mean, yeah, that's about it. Enjoy. Okay, let's try this again. So I just this is my third time recording this. I'm not even joking. It's my third time recording this dumbass video. First time I forgot to fix my recording settings. Second time I forgot to include mic audio, so I can hopefully get it actually recorded this time. I have no plan. This is the ultimate guide to branching, I guess. So I'm gonna show a bit of shit I've learned. I'm gonna give you some ways to train this shit and just kind of explain key concepts in branching. Okay, wait, I forgot this. Before we start, I am assuming you have some form of, basic branching skill at least. Because, you just gotta... I just want you to have a bit more confidence on the branches. I only want you to be able to, here, I'll give you an example. This is what I expect you to be able to do when you start this. Not much more than this, okay? I'm going to talk about speed and other stuff later on, so, yeah. Keep watching. Timestamps are on the screen now for if you want to skip to a part of the video. Okay, I'm gonna quickly talk about some basic stuff, just overall tips when branching, because branching is okay. Hey, first of all, before you get good at branches, you gotta understand that every tree is the exact same model, right? I can find this branch on every single tree, right? This exact one. It's right here. This is another one of those. This is another one of those. This is another one of those. This one, I can find this on every branch. There's one over there. There's one right there. There's one over there. It's the same branches on every tree. Once you realize that, it gets way easier to learn the layout of the forest, because all you gotta remember is where the trees stand and how they are rotated. I want to introduce something to you that I see a lot of people messing up all the time. I like to call it the golden rule. Maximum of 2 touches per branch. That's the rule. Simple. It's simple. I know it sounds dumb, but it's super simple. All you do is a maximum of 2 punches. You're not gonna see me do more than 2 punches on a branch, ever. Except if it's a big branch, like this one. This one you kind of had to do 3 branches or touches on. But there are exceptions to the super long branches. But most of the time you want to try to not touch a branch more than 2 times. Now we are gonna get into the you're kind of okay at branching now, I guess. You can do the simple you can do this. You can do these simple routes where you just kind of run along the branches. Here we're going to start incorporating something I like to call turnbacks. That right there was a turnback. That there was also a turnback. It's where you change direction so the lava monkey gets confused, right? But there are certain times when you do not want to do one of these, because then it depends on who's chasing you and how they're chasing you. If they are hard chasing you, which means they are following the branches you are on, then if you turn around like this, you're gonna get tagged, right? Because then you're going back on this branch. That's a dumb turn back. But if I was getting hard chased and I ran like this would be a good one, right? So it all depends on where you're coming from. Because now I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna be able to go over there while he's gonna be on this branch, instead of him being on this branch when I go over here, like it would have been if I did that on this branch, right? So it's all about situation, and you gotta understand when to use what, a turnaround or cutback or whatever you want to call it, right? So I would just recommend you practice some good ones. Yeah, I'd recommend you practice some good turnarounds. A good one is when you're coming from here. Go along these branches, up, around, and instead of hitting here, because if you get hit here, where are you at? You're at the point where he's running, right? So that's a bad move. What you want to do is you instead want to jump. What the fuck? Bro, I keep messing this up. I don't know why. You want to jump over here instead. Because then he's over here somewhere and you're over here. And that makes it a good, cutback. Another good one is going like this because people are dumb. And another okay one is that. Like, you can just experiment with this a bit on your own. Like, a really bad one if you're getting hard chased is this one. Because then you're just jumping into them. So there are good and bad ones. I would recommend just going around trying to find which ones work for you and which don't. Now we are entering the more advanced section. You are starting to learn how to do cutbacks. You are going a bit faster again. Not quite max speed, but you're learning. Right, you're starting to incorporate cutbacks. Starting to turn around when you're branching. But one thing I see people struggle with this is after they learn these cutbacks, they start branching in straight lines. Right? Cutback. Now we follow this straight line right here. Like, this is something they would do. Follow this straight line. Straight line. All the way. Yeah. Oh, shit. You don't want to do that when branching. God damn. Okay. But you understand, like, you don't want to go in straight lines. When you get to this advanced section, it's time for you to start incorporating some more three-dimensional routes. And what I mean by that is simply using the cutbacks that you've learned and adding more up and down movement. I'm going to leave a link to a video by Webby where he talks about the 3 layers of branching. It's a good video. It's a good watch. You should definitely watch it if you have time. Otherwise, it's definitely not needed. But what I mean by going a bunch of adding more 3-dimensionality to your routes is simply if you add more turns, you add more twists and turns. You don't have to start underbranching, of course, but you can, like, try to move up and down a lot, right? I'll be running quite high, then I'm going back down low. And then I'm low, I'm gonna go up a bit. Right? It's this continuous up and down movement that's really useful when branching. So I would recommend when you're at this skill level, try practicing going up and down a lot and removing those straight lines. You can still move in straight lines as long as they're a bit more up and down than they were before. Alright, so yeah, that's about it. Now we have reached, like, if you've gotten this far, kudos, man, kudos. Now I'm gonna start talking about underbranching, because, man, there is a lot to talk about when talking about underbranching. So, oh god. Bro, okay, wait, give me 2 seconds. Okay. Underbranching. This right here is an underbranch, okay? Now, I see a lot of people, when I ever try to tell people what an underbranch is in game, they're like, oh, it's like a rag spin, and then they do this. Like, no, it's like an upside down rag spin, okay? What you do is, instead of hooking your arm around before you're gonna go forwards, right? What you do is you hook after. So, think of it like this. A rag spin is you hooking before, and an underbranch would be you hooking after, right? So it's like an inverted rag spin. When you get to this section, like, it's mostly about finding weirder routes now. Now the focus is switching from improving base mechanics to understanding the weird ones. Right, so here we're gonna start practicing our underbranching. And now I'm gonna give you, like, a few places. I'm gonna give you 2 ways to practice underbranching here. Number one is just take any tree. Legit any tree. Just run towards like the stem or whatever you want to call that part of the tree. Jump under the branch and come back around. Okay? You can do it in multiple different ways right here. I can do it. I can hook down here and I can hit off. You can either... Okay. Here's the thing about underbranching though. There's two types of underbranches. You can either do hook around underbranches or like hit off underbranches. I don't know how to say. Like, okay. When you... Bro, like, okay. This is hard to... Here, I'll show you an example of this right here is the, like, hook around underbranch. It's where you... What the fuck? It's where you underbranch, so you get flung more upwards. And a hit of underbranch would be maybe going, like, here, from here. Going and then hitting off that downwards more. So, it's a different type of underbranch. There's not much I can say more on underbranching, really. Underbranching is just practice, practice, practice. So, yeah. One thing I do want to say, though, before you start underbranching, my friends, is that don't waste time, okay? Speed is king, okay? If you're wasting speed by doing an underbranch that you don't need to do, don't do the underbranch. Like, right here. Let's say I'm doing a cut around here to go over here. Instead of going here and doing an unnecessary underbranch that just wastes time and speed, just don't skip that underbranch, okay? You don't want to do underbranches that waste your speed. Right, so right here, that's actually a good underbranch. That's a good underbranch because it takes you somewhere, right? It doesn't just take you to a branch you could have went to anyways. Like this underbranch. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna show some... This is still expert level. I'm gonna show some weird routes that I learned yesterday. Credit to SWAT. Go subscribe to him. He's fucking insane. Somehow plays with a broken arm. I don't even know, man. So I'm gonna show a few things he showed me that I remember. One thing is, if you go over here, I'm not gonna hit this first try, but you can put your hand here, right? Put your hand here. You rag spin it, and then you jump off and you try to like hook around the platform. So you gotta hook around the platform. I almost did it, but that's super hard. It requires like that motion. You gotta like hoo to get it. It's freaking weird. I can't do it. But that's one thing you can definitely do. It's like you would underbranch here and then you would hit around. So you get up on the platform. Instead of just doing an underbranch to the platform, because that's predictable. Right? There we go, I didn't. Another thing he showed me that's fucking... I don't even know what to think. You see this? Yeah, we're jumping straight through here. Hit like that. Land here. Now you can either A, go here, or B, keep going with an even harder thing. See that branch? Yeah, we're rag spinning on it. Up like that, rag spin, and you can go over here somewhere. Bro, I don't get how he finds it, but yeah. He also showed me a few long jumps that you can do and routes with those long jumps. So you can go over here. On this tree, there's a long jump to that branch over there. You can just yeet yourself around this branch, and then you can go back around all the way back to the start. Right? Another thing you can do is, if you're right here, you can go here, and you can get up like that. That's really confusing, and I doubt anyone's gonna be able to chase that. And then you can obviously go back up into this one. Another one that isn't really a long jump, you can just kind of go like that. That's super easy. You can also, on this tree, long jump to that branch over here. And then from this tree, I cannot hit this long jump for the life of me. But you gotta... Yeah, no. That's possible though. Swat hit it, I don't even know how. And then from the top of this tree, you can long jump over to that branch. I can't hit this one either. Because I don't get how he does it, but you can do that, so.